We obviously don't have security in the building anymore because wayward congressmen keep walking in the studio. And how you doing, Congressman Tancredo?
Great, just great, sir.
Did they give you the body cavity search?
Yeah, that's why I come and do this program.
It was sometimes,
only place where that happens.
We've have Democratic candidates usually go back for seconds.
Oh man,
we're on the
you
air.
are going to get
way.
me in trouble. It never ever fails. It never fails. I try to be so good.
Thank you for hopping on board, coming over here today. Well,
I think it's a pleasure.
It can't be as much fun as the Nurse Cratchit experience.
Well, no, that's true. But as I drive over, I usually stick myself in the eye with a sharp stick for quite a bit, and then everything else is so much fun.
Well, you came to the right place then.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been all over already this morning. And are you chewing gum?
Yes.
Jeez, here's a wastebasket.
Thanks.
You got past this.
Okay. Got past security. They didn't check that cavity.
They didn't check the gum. You spit out the gum. Man, I can't believe it. Well, you could have at least shared with us, other people just put it
that close.
Other people put that underneath the counter so you can use it again next time. My mom didn't give me gum never did give me gum, so I had to wait to church on Sunday.
Get it under
And I found I'd always sit where the people have either the dentine or the blackjack. Remember blackjack?
Exactly.
I don't even think you can buy it anymore. I don't think it exists anymore.
No. But no, I do remember it. And you know what? My dad used to give me a quarter, and that was 20 cents to get into the show on Saturday.
Right.
Nickel for candy. Well, I used to buy these things called Jubilees, not Jujube, but right. Jubilees. It's a little box. I hated them, but they were so hard they lasted forever.
Yes. So
so
you got your money's worth.
That's my money's worth. Because you had, remember, 2 shows and a serial and a cartoon?
No, I wasn't allowed. My parents loved me, so they didn't allow me to go to the movies. We were much more virtuous than your family.
Mine was, give him a quarter, get him out of here. 2 bits, he's gone for the day.
Well, it sounds like the same phone call you got from that Karl Rove guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Did your family call Karl Rove?
They may have had something to do with that. I never thought about that.
I want to play that soundbite now. In case everybody has been caught in the lurch here, Congressman Tom Tancredo is running for president. He's a Republican, and you're sort of already on a roll. You entered the race to make immigration reform one of your primary causes.
Yeah.
And are you feeling kind of like a half victory here today?
Yes.
Because the Senate walked away from their compromise legislation last night.
I feel very good about this. Very, very good about it. We, especially when you consider that I was in New Hampshire, day before yesterday, I guess, and we announced this thing we called Save America, Kill the Bill, and we wanted people to sign up on our website, which is, by the way, teamtancredo.org or .com, knowing that I can never get them straight. They got both for me. But we wanted...
You're a domain hog. You know that?
Domain hog. Well, that's... Yeah.
You're taking more than your fair share of the Internet. This is why we're running out of domain addresses, thanks to people like you. Anyway.
Well, I will surrender whichever one nobody uses. Anyway, we did that because we wanted to identify people all over the country who would be willing to support our efforts to unseat any Republican who voted for this bill, and to do so in a primary especially. And so I announced it outside of Senator Judd Gregg's office in New Hampshire, and lo and behold, last night he voted our way on the cloture motion. And so I'm not saying that he did that necessarily.
So the cloture motion means what?
I'm sorry. Okay. The cloture motion was brought forward to stop the debate, and therefore get to the vote on the bill.
Right.
And so if it had passed, all debate ends, and there is a vote on the bill, and it would probably have passed. But it failed, and when it fails, that means you can continue on. But Harry Reid said, no, I'm done. We're taking it off of the table because, we've got a lot of other business to do. And when that happens, the bill is pretty much dead. It might have an IV stick in it somewhere, but right now it is as good as dead, I think.
Now, the Trent Lott was on the Senate side was just really exasperated yesterday over this, and as a matter, here's what he said:
if we can't do this, we ought to vote to dissolve the Congress and go home and wait for the next election.
Hey,
can we do anything anymore? Are we men or mice?
I got an answer for each one of them.
Away?
All right, so he was really, he said you ought to legislate, and he says, well, all right, now, which leads me to the next tactical issue, because that's going to happen. You're going to face this issue again. It hasn't gone away, as you well know, and I'm going to ask you about that, too.
Sure.
Immigration reform is at the legislative level doesn't mean we've solved the issue. That just means we weren't happy with the legislative approach, and if we come back with a new legislature, a new set of politicians, what makes you think that will necessarily be an improvement, given the weakness of your party here at the moment?
Well, it just seems to me that one of the things that we can do, and maybe, just maybe, the party has been benefited by actually standing up to the Kennedy, well, the Kennedy, Bush, McCain cabal, and saying no. That we will not go forward with this, that the base is against us on it. And, you know, it's the first thing we've done to actually respond to our base in a long time. And they need something because they're in disarray, and I don't blame them. And they're frustrated, and I don't blame them for that either. So maybe this is the beginning of putting the Republican Party back together again.
Well, you were asked, in fact, kind of an interesting question in the last debate. In the new administration, in a Tancredo administration, what would be the role of the former president, this being President Bush? And here was your 30-second response.
Some time ago, 2003, I think it was, that I got a call from Karl Rove, who told me that because of my criticism of the president, I should never darken the doorstep of the White House. I have been so disappointed in the president in so many ways since his, actually, for the last several years, not just the immigration issue, but several other things, including the No Child Left Behind and the massive increase in government that we call prescription drug, Medicare prescription drug, that I'm afraid I would have to tell the president of the United States, I mean, as president, I would have to tell George Bush exactly the same thing Karl Rove told me.
Don't darken my door. Well, Congressman Tancredo.
Maybe that was a little, maybe it was just a tiny bit hyperbolic. But nonetheless.
Remind me not to get on your bad side again.
The fact is that the president, I think, has done great damage to the party, and I believe his pushing this issue, this immigration issue, as hard as he is, it does make me feel as though it is based almost entirely on some sort of legacy thing he wants. And he says it. I want to leave a legacy. Well, I'm telling you, the legacy that he would leave us if this were to pass is a legacy of a destroyed Republican Party and a fractured America. And so, you know what? I recognize people get upset with me when I talk harshly about him, or when I speak on this issue in those kinds of tones. But the thing is, I did not come in to Congress. I never, ever thought in a million years I would be in an argument with the president in my party. I never did. I never thought I'd be in an argument with my own leadership over really substantive stuff. You can get an argument about a bridge in your district or something, but this is much bigger than that. This is the country we're talking about, and I take no oath to the Republican Party when I stand on the floor of the House in January, and I take no oath to the president. I mean, I am a loyal Republican. I supported him. I was the co-chair of the Bush campaign in Colorado. I believe he's let us down. As I said later on in the debate, I believe that he ran as a conservative and he governed as a liberal. And that is one of the reasons why the party is in such disarray. And so, yeah, I am upset with him, extremely upset with him. And I have absolutely no idea what he could possibly tell me or help me if I were President of the United States.
Congressman Tom Tancredo is struggling to express himself with clarity here today. And